After completing the steps of workspace setup, then project creation and Selenium configuration, we are ready to start development of our script. So basically, whenever in automation world, whenever we are saying that we want to write some test cases, these test cases are basically Java files. So to write any test case, we need to create Java file, and the Java files are nothing but Java classes. So in this project, we just need to create at least one class to start our script. So to create the class, we can do different ways, and this Java test classes will be located under source. So we need to create class file over here, and the extension should be .java. Okay, so we can create Java class file by right click on top of the source, and then we can choose new, and from new there is another option which is called class. So we can click here to create the class. So it will prompt us this type of window to create the Java class file. There is another way we can also create. Here there is a shortcut. So if you hover your mouse on top of this icon, you will see new Java class. If you click here, it will prompt you the same window to create the class. The other way you can create the class, at first you have to choose source. I mean, you have to select source and then go file, then new, and from here you will see there is another class there. So you can also click here to start creating the class. So any option is fine. All of them have the same functionality, but different ways you can create. But for me, the easiest way or easiest way put class file under source and to create over there by right click and then new and then class. But you can also choose the other way to create the class. To create a class, we need to type the class name. We can put any class name, but for this case, suppose the class name is demo, for example, and then we have to choose that which method stuffs would you like to create. Basically there will be only one class file. Okay, I mean on Java file, and in the Java file there will be one main method, so we need to check mark this thing. So what I did, we choose the name of the project, and then finally we check mark this thing, public static void main, because in Java project there needs at least one main method to execute. Okay, so this is a class file. If we don't define any main method, then it will not work. And then we can put the package name, suppose like com.example, something like that. This package is basically, it is actually grouping all the thing. Just think about that for the timing, that it is grouping everything. Okay, so we created the package and then we put the name, and finally we check what this thing, and finally, I mean the main method, and then finally hit the finish button to create a fast Java class. And this is basically a Java file which is actually test case. So this is the Java file or test case, and we will automate by using some Selenium code. And this is a comment in Selenium, not Selenium, in Java. For any line comment, we typed to double slash, right double slash and then something. Okay, so we don't need, I'm going to delete this thing because we don't need. And now we need to use some sort of way so that we can interact the browser. Okay, so to interact browser, we need some type of driver. So we can use Chrome driver for Chrome. For Firefox, we can use Firefox driver, something like that. So let's open Google Chrome and search by typing the keyword Selenium Java API. And once you search here, you will come this page like Java API Selenium. Okay, this is the documentation or API library of Selenium Java. From here, we'll search WebDriver. So if we scroll, then we'll find WebDriver. So WebDriver, I have to go a little bit, and finally we are in the WebDriver section. So we have to click WebDriver, and then we'll get this type of page. And in this page, it is clearly mentioned that interface WebDriver, and this is org open QA then Selenium. And what is this? Basically, this is an interface. It is created written interface. So we will use this WebDriver interface to start or write our first Selenium code. And what it is interface is doing, it is also written over there. If you want, you can read this thing. This is very important. You must need to read this type of documentation, otherwise in future you will be in trouble to develop your own script. To automate any browser, we have to use some sort of interface, and this is the WebDriver interface. And there are different browsers like Chrome, Edge, Microsoft Edge, then Firefox, Internet Explorer, or Opera something. And for each browser there is some driver. Like for Chrome we have Chrome driver, then for Microsoft Edge we have Edge driver, then Firefox, for Firefox we have Firefox driver, for Opera we have Opera driver, in this way. On for Mac there is Safari browser, then there is Safari driver. Okay, so for any type of automation we must need to use this type of driver, and this driver is basically a web interface. For example, we want to create a WebDriver object or of Google Chrome driver. So we have to use new keyword with this WebDriver to create the object. So in Java, the common thing is that to create an object, we have to type the class name. Then we have to make a variable like object. This is the object, and then we have to use new keyword and then the class name. Okay, so this is the common way we can create object by using the new keyword. So here we have WebDriver. Okay, we need to create on WebDriver object, Chrome driver object. So to do this, we have to go here, and then we have to type WebDriver. If you don't able to type, you can also do one thing. You can copy WebDriver, right click and then copy, and then come here. Basically you're new, when you will start programming, at the time it will be a difficult thing for you. So for the time being you can copy, but uh, don't do this practice for a long time, because you need to memorize this thing. You need to do this thing every day if you want to be an automation tester. So basically you need to remember this thing and start typing by your hand instead of copying and pasting. But for the first time, whenever you are learning, at that time you can copy and paste. Okay, so we want to uh, create a driver object like WebDriver. Then just type driver, the object name, and then we have to use the new keyword. And then we want to create on driver of Chrome driver. So we can copy here this thing, or we can type here. So I'm typing the Chrome browsers, Chrome driver. So using this line, it will create a object of Chrome driver, but we are getting some error or warning. Okay, so if we put our cursor on top of it, it will show you the error you are getting. And if you don't find, then you can click here also. Then it is showing you that import WebDriver. We need to import this thing. Okay, we already do you remember last video we imported, I mean we configured the Selenium thing. So it is trying to import the Selenium class from there. Okay, so we have to choose here. We can just double click here. It will add this line, open import and this WebDriver object. And there is another warning, Google Chrome driver. So if you put your cursor over there, you will find this type of pop-up. And here there is easy fix. It is showing that 7 quick fixes available, and the first thing is import Chrome driver. So we need to import this thing. If we import this thing, then it will show there will be no error. So we just need to click over there. Once we click here, it will be imported and the error will be gone. So in this way we can create an object of Google Chrome driver. Okay, so in this and this is WebDriver, this is an interface, and this is the class Chrome driver class. We are using Chrome driver class by using this WebDriver object. So remember, this is an interface and this is a class. Okay, and here if you go to the documentation, it is also mentioned that all known implementation classes, so these classes are implemented, uh, and this is the interface. Okay, so all these are the implementing classes. Okay, so now here we are doing this thing. Okay, but for any browser like Chrome, Firefox, or Opera or Safari, we cannot do anything. I mean, we can do some manual thing, but if we want to do some scripting, if we want to do some automation thing, at the time this browser will not be workable. Okay, so basically to do this, to drive those browsers, we need some sort of browsers. Okay, so we need to download those type of browser. In this video we are using Chrome driver, so we will download the Chrome browser from the selenium.dev website. So let's go to selenium.dev website, and from there we have to go downloads. And if you go down to the downloads, there is an option to choose the browsers. So here, platforms supported by Selenium, here it is mentioning that these platforms are supported, browsers and operating system. We have to click on browsers and it will expand, and here you will see Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, something like that. Okay, so our goal was to use Chrome browser and to automate. And here it is showing that Chrome driver is supported by Chromium project. Please refer the documentation by this thing. So we need to download. So to download this thing, we have to go this link, documentation link. So I'm just going to click here. I clicked over there. Once I clicked over there, it will come this way, this page, and it will ask me uh, all versions of downloads link, which version I want to download. Okay, so before going to the download, actually we can do one thing. All version, we can go all versions of download available in this location, so we can go there, downloads, and here you will see all the downloads link of Chrome browser WebDriver for Chrome. Okay, so let's check which version of Firefox, sorry, Chrome browser we are using. We can check from this three dot, this thing, and then from there just choose help, and from about Google Chrome, once you click there, it will show you the current version of your browser. The current version is 80.0 dot something. Okay, so we need to download the web browser, sorry, web driver of this version. And in this download link we are seeing that there is 80 dot this one. Okay, so this is 80.0 and this is 80.0. So we need to download these versions of Chrome driver for WebDriver for Chrome. Okay, if we try to download, then it will not work, or sometimes it might work, but most of the time it will not be stable. So we need to go here, this link to download. So I'm going to click here, and then once I'm in this page, all the downloads link will be there. This is for Windows, this is for Mac operating system, this is for Linux. So right now I'm in Windows machine, so I have to download this Windows versions of Chrome driver. If you are in other versions of, I mean other operating system like Mac or Linux, then you have to download that versions of WebDriver. So I'm going to click here to start downloading, and it will start download very soon. And once I finished downloaded, it will, we need to go this download location. So I'm minimizing this space because I don't need it anymore, and then I'm going to download location. So my downloads are located under downloads, and I see there is Chrome driver Win32. So let me move this thing by right click and then cut, and let me put it to our common location. It's under C and dev and utilities. Here in utilities we put this thing, and then we can paste it, this thing, the Chrome driver. Okay, and we need to extract this driver. So I want to extract, I just need to right click and then click on extract all, and it will start extracting. To extract this thing, we just need to click on extract button, and it will extract the Chrome driver. Okay, so I'm going to close this window because it opened a new window. So, and then after that we don't need it anymore, we can delete it, right click and then delete. I'm deleting this thing. So this is our Chrome driver WebDriver. So we want to use this thing in our projects. So to use this project, we need to define that by using some properties. Okay, so in Java, to define those that type of properties, we have to use system class, system dot, then we have to use set properties. There is set properties. This is the set properties, sorry, set property, because we are going to uh, define that thing. Okay, and here we have to define the key and value. This key is the WebDriver object, so we have to type here WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver, and then value, this will be the location of the driver, I mean this Chrome driver. We need to put the path of this driver, Chrome driver. So I'm going to copy the path. So the easiest way to copy the path, just right click up on top of it and then go to properties. Once you are in the properties tab, properties tab, option, then you will see the Chrome driver properties. Then go to security, and under security there is advanced. Just go there and it will show you the whole path. And now copy the entire path from here till end, and right click and copy. So this way you can copy the entire path of this Chrome driver location. So we can cancel it because we don't need it anymore. And then we are going to the editor, and then I am pasting the value inside the double quote as a string. Okay, and it will give you the entire path with double slash, like this way. So if you want to manually put the path, you must need to be careful. For any right slash, you have to use double slash. Okay, otherwise the program will not work. And once you copy or putting all the path, then at the end we have to put a semicolon, so that there will be no error. Okay, so we are ready that we define that this is the WebDriver, Chrome WebDriver. We mentioned here this is Chrome driver and this is the Chrome driver thing. And then we created an object, Chrome driver object, and finally we uh, we are okay to till this point that we can exactly point our browser, we can drive the browser. Now we need, for the first test case, we want to open the browser. Okay, so let's go to the API one more time. So this is the API. Okay, so in this WebDriver API, if we scroll, there are a couple of methods like this. These are the method summary. So there is one method, it is called get. Okay, so I'm talking about this method. So here it is mentioned get, and inside it, it is telling that java.lang string URL. So there will be one URL here, and what it is doing, it is doing load a new web page in the current browser window. So that means it will load a new web page in the current browser window. Okay, so and this method is void, so it is not returning anything. Okay, so we can use this get method, okay, with this object, the object which we created, and instead that we will define the URL. So here the object name is driver, so we have to use driver here. So if we type dr and then hold control spacebar all together, then it will show you all the suggestions, and we don't need to type the whole thing. And from here we can choose driver, double click, and then it will come here. So once we write the driver name, then we have to put a dot, and then we have to use that method. The method name was get, right? So here we will see the get method. So there are many get things. Okay, so we'll use this one, right? Because this is WebDriver, and these are not our required things for this moment, because we want to open only the browser. Okay, and from the documentation, we saw that this is the perfect match. So I'm going to double click here, and then we have to put the URL. So for example, we want to open this Python website. So this is the URL of Python. So we want to open this website using this automation code. So I'm going to copy the whole URL, and then I'm putting it here inside the double quote. This is an string. Okay, that's why we put it in the double quote. And finally we are ready. And what we did, we created the properties, we set the properties that this is the Chrome driver, and then we are creating an object of the WebDriver, which is Chrome driver object. And finally we are telling this object, hey object, open this browser by using the get method, and inside the method we put the URL. So once we are done, we can save our code, uh, like file and save, and then we can run the application. I mean this test case from here. There is a run button, run demo.java. So I'm going to hit run this button, and once we hit this button, it will open this type of window. This is a browser, and it is going to the browser page. Okay, I mean the Python website. So we put Python here, that's why it went Python. Okay, so basically what it is doing, it is going it is define the properties of that Chrome browser, and then finally it is setting the driver object, and after setting the driver, it is calling the get method to go to that website. And this is the console. If you scroll, then you will see it is doing everything. What it is doing, it is written over there just for debug purposes. You can check if you wish. Okay, so once you finish, then what you can close the thing. So let me show you one more thing. One more thing is, let me practice another thing. Suppose we want to open the Selenium website. The Selenium website link is, so far we know it's selenium.dev, right? So if we change the URL, so I'm going to change the URL, right click and copy. Okay, then I'm minimizing this because we don't need, and then we have to change the URL from here, and then we're pasting it, and then uh, we have to save. So I can click file, save, and then we have to run the application here. But this time we can run also different way. I'm showing you the different way we can run. Right click and then run as, then use Java application, and once you hit Java application, it will open the browser again, and it will show you that Selenium website is loaded on the browser. So in this way, we can create our first script, I mean the Selenium script, to open our browser. And there are many other like methods are there in this WebDriver object. If you read those things, you will understand more things, but I will come to those things later, later video tutorials, not this tutorial. So let me just show you some more other things. So here inside the method summary, we are seeing there are lots of method, like close, this will close the browser. Okay, close the current window. Okay, then there is another one, find element, it will find the elements from the browser. Okay, then there is get title, for example this one, the title of the current page. Okay, so suppose we want to check the title of this page. Okay, so suppose we are in the Selenium page, Selenium audio page, so we want to see what is the title of this page. Okay, so the title is like this in Selenium HQ browser automation Selenium Java, we are seeing that. So to see this title, actually we can use this method, get title. Okay, so let's check whether we are able to get the title or not. Okay, so I'm going to create on a string, because that is a string. So string, then title, title. Then we have to call this driver object. So I'm going to type DRI, then I'm hitting control, I holding control key and spacebar, and then I'm choosing by entering driver dot, and then we saw that there is a method. The method name is, okay, just a moment, I clicked here. The method name is get title. Okay, so we can type G, then control space, then it will uh, open the suggestion window, and from here we can choose get title, this one, get title. Okay, and then comma, and what can I do, we can print it. So in Java we print by typing system dot out dot print, suppose this line print, and then we can use this title to print the thing. So I'm typing the title T, then title, this thing. Okay, so let's close this browser because we don't need, we'll open this thing again. So now again, run the application, and it will show us the title of this page in the console. So I'm going to right click and then run as, and then Java application, and then it's asking that we didn't save. Do you want to save? Yes, I want to save. That's why I clicked. I have to click OK. Once I click OK button, it will start the browser. It is starting, and this is the browser of Chrome browser, and it is open. It opened the selenium.dev, and finally, what it did, it also print the title of this page, Selenium browser automation, right? This is the title. Okay, so we can also check, see here, if we put our mouse on top of it, it is showing Selenium SQ browser automation. Okay, and this is the same, see, Selenium browser automation. We can also check by right click, then go to the page source, and here you will see on thing title. Okay, so this is the title, and it is showing that thing. So Selenium browser automation, and this title are the same, right? Okay, so I'm going to close this thing. So here what we did, we opened the page of Selenium by using the get method, and then we tried to capture the title, and we used get title method, and then we printed it. Now finally, let's check another method. You can check many other method also, and I will also create some more other tutorial one by one of these methods, how to use those methods. So for this time, let me do one thing. Let me close the browser window, close the current window, quieting the browser if it's in the last window currently open. Okay, it will open, close the current browser window. Okay, so we can type the uh, object name driver. The object name is driver of Chrome browser, so this is the object here. Then I'm holding control and then a space, then I'm pressing enter to select the driver dot, then we can type close. It will close the browser, and then we can save it by typing file, save, or control save as button altogether, and then we can run the application. So I can run the application from here, run, and it will open the browser, and it is opening the browser. It is this, and it is trying to open the selenium.dev, and after that it closed the window, and before closing it also printed the title of this page. So in this way we can write our first Selenium script. So basically it's very simple, but if you think it's critical, then it is critical, but truly it's very simple. Here we just need to create on Java class, which is the test case which we created like demo.java, and after creating the Java, insert the main method. This is the main method. We need to define what is the properties, so we define these properties, and after that we created the object. And for Chrome browser we created properties like this way, and for other browser like Firefox or Chrome browser we also need to do similarly like this, but I'm not going to tell you the details here. Whenever I will create the tutorial for Chrome browser, sorry, Firefox browser or other browser, at that time I'll show you how we have to define this thing. And here I showed you the easiest way to get the file name directly uh, by right click, and if you go to the details, that way you can get the whole path, absolute path. Okay, if you forgot, you can go back to the if you go back to the videos, previous video, I mean, you can go, you can you can check. If you forgot how to do that, you can again check that from the video. And then finally we need to create a driver object. This is Chrome driver, and this is an interface. Again I'm telling, this WebDriver, this is an interface, and this class we created an object by using new keyword and then the class name, so driver, and then we open the browser by typing the get command, sorry, get method, and this is the get method. And then there is another method close, which closes the browser. And then there is, if we want to see the browser like web page title, then we use the method get title, and finally we print it by using this line. And there are many other methods are there. So these are the most common methods. Most common methods means these are all the common methods under the WebDriver, like close, find element, find elements. This is for one element, this is for multiple elements. get loads a new page in current browser window, something like that. Okay, so in this way you can check all the methods if you wish, or you can watch some other video tutorials how to use those things. I have planned to create many videos to make clear, uh, to show you how we can use all these methods one by one, but for the time being, my goal was to create just one simple Selenium script which can open on browser and it can go some web page. So by following this tutorial, hopefully you are able to understand the whole scenario, how we develop, how we created the Selenium object, and using that object how we actually open the browser, and then after that how we went to particular website, and from particular website how we can capture some information. At least you have the idea. Okay, so my goal was to show you how we can do this thing. So thank you guys for watching the video. More videos of Selenium and Java are coming very soon. When I have time, I will create more videos, and by this time, if you wish, you can share, or you can also comment, or don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.